Okay, I'm recording. I haven't recorded a video in who knows how long, and you know what? I probably sound horrible on the current sound settings. But rather than figure all that out, I decided I just wanted to get a couple games down, just scratch that itch, finish up my playing for the night type of thing. I like to play it to 5 wins. I've got 3 to go at that point. I really like Historic Artisan, and it has a limited clock. Not to mention, it is currently 2:30 in the morning for me, which is my biggest reason for not messing with my settings and making everything perfect. So if it sounds horrible, well, let's be honest, I just sound horrible to begin with. But I'm trying to do what I can. Anyway, let's talk about the deck a little bit. So, Historic Artisan is one of my favorite formats because I get to play with Dovin's Acuity, a, fun little nostalgia from back when I was playing it in Return to Ravnica? Yeah, about right. The Ravnica Allegiance and, right, the War of the Spark. The War of the Spark block. One of the last, was it the last block we had? Well, regardless, my old man is showing. Anyway, um, let's see here. Let's just get the basic list out of the way. Um, so first and foremost, Dovin's Acuity. It's the bread and butter of the deck. The whole thing's built around it. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw a card. Simple enough. Costs 3 mana to do that. Fair enough on its own. If it gets destroyed or anything from that point, if it just sits on the battlefield idling, you know what? That's a fair cost, especially in Artisan, where no rares are allowed. But it gets better. So whenever you cast an instant spell during your main phase, you can bounce Acuity back to your hand, which means if you got that spare mana lying around, you can just slap it right back down on the battlefield, gain 2 life, and draw a card. It's cool because it turns a bunch of instants into cantrip spells, effectively, if you want to tape 3 mana to it. It also means that you can just blank some creatures by ignoring them and just gaining life. It's value over time. So that's the start of the deck. We'll put it off in its corner now. So the first obvious standout point is we have a bunch of Hondens, shrines. These are actually entirely optional. They are just good for accruing value over time in a ascertainable manner. Like something to build up to, and also distract your opponent from the Dovin's Acuities. They're effectively an alternate win con type thing. You'll notice as I go through this that there are 0 creatures. There are 1 means to make creatures in the main, but we like to blank anything that interacts with creatures because we're just not playing with them. We're killing your creatures, we're bouncing your creatures. We don't play creatures of our own unless, we hit a grindy state of the game. But anyway, that's the Hondens. As another one of the secondary win cons, we have Improbable Alliance, the thing that makes creatures that I had mentioned. Anytime you draw a second card each turn, make a fairy. Notably, with Acuity, that means every time you draw a card, with Acuity pretty much, sorry, the first time you use Acuity in a turn, you're guaranteed to get a fairy, unless you've drawn a second card already, in which case, you're already doing pretty well. Our main win con is Static Discharge. It is one of the few sorceries in the deck, and the reason why it's our main win con is because even after we've exhausted all of them, we can bring it back with Witness the Future. So, Witness the Future is a shuffle effect. At a late enough game when our deck is low enough, we are literally just restacking our deck. We should have the mana by that point in time to pay the 3, and we can just keep on going. The first Witness gets just all value. The second Witness gets 3 things we want in our deck plus the first Witness, so that they can keep going ad infinitum. Ad infinitum? Something like that. Anyway, words. So, since we're talking about the sorceries, let's talk about the other 2 sorceries. Rip Apart is a utility spell, 3 damage to a creature, so we can use it, at any point in time. Destroy target artifact or enchantment is the reason why it's in the deck as one of. So it gives us a means to deal with banishing light that's blinked one of our things, or some pesky artifact or enchantment. You know, it's just utility. And then secondly, we've got Igneous Inspiration. 3 damage to any target. That's generic. It matches most of the things in this deck. The important part is it learns, which means we can get additional value from our sideboard. Right now, it's just a generic package. You know, a little bit of everything. I barely ever grab the creature generation to the point where I'm not even sure if I want them in here. But that's a problem for future me to decide on. The rest of the sideboard, while I'm in this section, is just maybe stuff for the future. I won't go over them right now just because they're not in the deck. They don't affect the current plan at all. I guess I can leave that open for now. Alright, so let me get my sorceries and everything back here. Okay, so moving on. We got Scrabbling Claws. That's another one-ups are a theme in this deck, apparently. That's, again, utility like with Rip Apart. It gives us the ability to blank a reanimation spell or effect. Opposing Witness the Futures, I guess, can be blanked by it. And if we don't need it in a given match, we can sack it to get rid of it. And just keep churning through the deck to get the stuff we do want. And I guess most importantly, the reason why I'm playing Scrabbling Claws over other similar effects is the tap target player exiles a card from their library. It is an annoying effect that you get to do once per turn. Well, your turn. Or at least once per, untap and everything. Which means if the game's going on a slog, much like with the shrines, it is something that demoralizes the opponent. This deck, its main goal is to just drain the will from your opponent. They will scoop when you're at like 10 life if you've stabilized the game and you've had it going about twice as long as they expected it to go. They just lose all will, they're out of there. Okay, so now we're down to our instants. Honestly, I'd like to have more instants in the deck. Maybe cut those in the future. I don't know, maybe. But as it stands, we have a number. The number does numbery things. 6, 10, 17. Yawning aside, that is a number that needs to be increased in the future, and I will give that some thought at some point. But right now, 17, 21 if you want to count the flashbacks on the Faithful Mendings. Right now, let's keep it simple. Okay, so Faithful Mending, draw 2 cards, gain 2 life, discard 2 cards. Good for digging through the deck. It's good luck, some life against aggro, but it triggers the Acuity. And, yeah, sure, I'm going to pay 5 mana to gain 4 life this turn, draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards, dig to what I need. Fair enough. Fire Prophecy, good removal, well, at least decent removal, lets you dig through the deck a little to find more stuff. That's a theme of the deck, getting to dig a little bit. And again, helping you filter gets better with Acuity. We'll come back to those guys in a moment. Flame Sweep, it gets mainly against the aggro matchup to just, knock those creatures dead before they get before they get wide enough to kill you. Wow, that 230 is really showing now. When I was getting everything set up and playing my other 2 games, no problems. Now, nope. So, Brittle Blast. Like the Scrabbling Claws, it's a means of getting rid of a creature permanently. Also with a little bit of early game extra oomph for just knocking something out in one big go. The other way of taking down a big creature would be to play multiple static discharges to get them worked up. I think my current record against a player is having the intensity at 9. So they're just good value over time. In an ideal world, I'll just have a deck of just 2 Witness the Futures, or sorry, 1 Witness the Future, and 4 Static Discharges. At that point, Dovin doesn't work, but your discharges, you know, it's a pet card, just like Dovin. Dovin can share. So anyway, these guys are notable for being bounce spells, which are A, annoying to the opponent, B, taxes their mana, and C, under the right circumstances, gets you a card by themselves with the option of triggering Dovin's return to hand. So, you know, there'll be times where, you know, you're drawing 2 cards in a given turn, setting your opponent back, and that's not... Sorry, 3 cards in a given turn, setting your opponent back, and just being really annoying to them. Again, grindy deck. I mean, you know, when our main goal is to just knock them out with static discharges. You know, it happens. So, moving on. We've got some dual lands that gain life. Just to help buffer that aggro matchup a little. We got one of Certainly Frostfire, again against the aggro matchup. Prismari Command against the more grindy games where you're not drawing anything useful. And Gates of Istfel. Again, another means to draw 2, you know, gain 2 life, draw some cards, you know, keep the game going if you're just completely bricked on lands. Normally, we love lands because that means we get to play Dovin's Acuity more often. But that's not always the case. We have these options just in case. Just had to get that one more yawn in. So, the mana base isn't perfect, but it works for my purposes. I'm actually going to maybe... Do I want to fetch sideboard? Let's look at lessons. Yeah, Lursel. Okay, there we go. Let's cut out the colors we're not. I'm really just annoyed at the colors we're not section. Makes me want to cut the lessons that are in there just for doing that. We should have a start from scratch. That is the utility spell. I will get rid of Inkling Summoner for that. Throw you in. Maybe. Did you? Yep. Okay, so who came in here that we don't want in here? Celestial Vault. Okay, so that cuts black from the deck. I don't really want green to show up either, so summoning can come out, as fun as it sounds. Which means we want one more thing in here. That could be situationally handy, but no. I think reduce the memory. Just another exile anything type thing. Okay, who came in? Celestial Vault again. Okay. I'm happy with that. I guess I'll just cover these briefly. Rally the Throne used to be in the deck. It was just a means to, you know, spam some creatures at instant speed as a combat trick. Meh. Ethereal Grasp was something I was considering around the same time as Static Discharge. Just, you know, the alchemy, perpetual stuff. I'd like to find room for it. I don't think I can right now. It's nice to be able to just, you know, lock down a creature, tax your opponent's mana, but I mean, it's just at 3 mana when we're already playing Admonitions. I don't know. It's something I'm still thinking about though, hence why it's in the sideboard. It is nice having a deck that can gain life in a steady fashion so that even when they can pay the 8, it's just not doing anything for them. Dungeon Map is just a mana sink option. You know, it adds a little bit of mana to help the early game get going. In theory, you can churn through a dungeon and set up a good situation. But it's slow for what it does, or for what we needed to do, and it just... I like the thought, but it seems like trying to force it just for the sake of having the venturing mechanic in here. And last but not least, Honored Heirloom. That's just another one of the Scrab and Claw options of something that exiles from graveyards. This one notably can contribute to the mana plan. But okay, enough with the yawning. I'm not doing a second take. So anyway, those were considerations. I don't think these two have sold me, but I'm leaving them for now just so I can boot them out next time when, I don't know, Baldur's Gate Alchemy comes out. Oh wait, that's literally the set is Alchemy. Lame. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, the set here at least. Moving on, Bob Ross lands, because, you know, we are grinding out the opponent. We need to give them some little semblance of hope that there is some calm and peace out there in the world. And that about covers it. Now I get the fun part of recording the game separately and splicing them together afterwards in some probably podunk editor without even trying too hard on it. But in any case, hey, you just sat through 16 minutes of me rambling about this deck that I've had since like the beginning of Alchemy and just been adjusting little by little because I have a hard-on for this card. Which is funny because I'm not usually a Dovin's fan. So, anyway, that's it. On to the games, I guess. Alright, starting up my game. I love how my mic picks up on any little things I do. I'm just glad it's not picking up the fish tank right now. Guy named Freakio. Okay, lovely. Okay, so we got no white. That's a problem. But we do have Fire Prophecy, we got some burn, we can kind of stall a little bit, maybe work our way up to the Honden. We're also on the draw, so that's a thing. They got white, we got white. Okay, everyone's got white. Let's just get the white out there. Because that way we leave up the option to burn the first thing they play. Let's burn the first thing they play. Fire Prophecy is good. I just want to start getting this up. And that way we save our instant for Acuity if we need it. No. Bad life gain. Life gain's popular around here. Just because it's easy to throw together when you don't really have a game plan for this format. Angel of Vitality. Do I care about it? Well, I can't play Acuity this turn. I have to play Swiftwater Cliffs for that coloring. So, I mean, I guess I can just take it out. Let's get up the static discharges. There's something to say about having that in hand in case they play a 4-butt Angel. But, I mean... Oh, that guy. That guy. There we go. That's why we should have saved it. So that's a little bit harder. But that's okay. It's not doing too much on its own. So, hopefully we'll get a chance to get the Acuity going. Yeah, we want the Unicorn dead, so we're not going to be playing Honden this turn. We gotta kill it while it's low. Low-ish. So here's where we go. Flame Sweep? We can't double Flame Sweep this turn, so I'm just going to... Oh, we could Blink and then get the draw. Fire Prophecy lets us play Acuity again. So let's make sure we're tapping properly. Yeah. Yep. Sweep is good, but I'll put it at the bottom. Help turn through the deck. Now, this is a deck that does run Banishing Light, so if my opponent gets too annoyed, they could banish the Acuity. I don't mind so much just because I got Blink of an Eye going. You can get all the life you want. I'm playing the long game. Could used that mana. Well, you can't do that actually. Cool, you can do that this turn though. Anyway, as I mumble, you know, Witness the Future. I think we're just gonna lay down the Honden. Force them to deal with that, or you know, we're just getting more value and we're just gonna outvalue them. So if they put everything into there is a chance if they draw a land, they're going to want to power that up more. We could try to blink them out. Oh, static discharge number 4 or 3. Yeah, I'm just fine with that. Yeah, we're just gonna discharge that. I could tax their mana and bounce it back to their hand, but honestly, I want the blowout play with the cleric class at this point. Oh, wait, it's not gonna be a blowout, is it? Oh, yeah, let's just send it back to their hand. Draw some cards. They gotta spend 5 mana on it if they want it to be just back at where it was. Just, yep, there's the borrowed time to get rid of the Honden. That's okay. Honestly, that's my least favorite of the Hondens because it's a mandatory draw, which gets a little awkward in the game when I'm not using my shuffle my whole graveyard effects anymore. So we're just going to Acuity. Do we need to gain life? We don't really need to gain life. Do we want to get that going? We could. Or we could start getting those guys back into the mix. I kind of like that more. In that case, target me. You. Not a good tapper hand for these guys. Okay, so these would go in the bottom in a random order, which means I'd have to work my way back to this witness. I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, this is fine. So in theory, if we were psychic, we could have, you know, held up this, but that's okay. If they do something... Oh, what do you do? Destroy target enchantment. Oh, I guess we should have gone the shuffle effect. I mean, that's okay. Congrats, opponent. You destroyed the annoying card. How many more enchantments can you destroy? And I guess we got Blink up in case we need to save something. Condon's gonna make it so that 1-3 as a vanilla sitting on the field isn't gonna feel that good. I mean, we're already at 42 cards, so they're 43. Okay, so we haven't gained out that much long-term advantage, but I mean, we're still in a good place right now. We got a good setup. They have a decent setup too going on, but oh, interesting. Actually, I don't care about that. You did it. Good job. I'd much rather have the card draw from this. Or that. Yeah, we can bounce that at the end of their turn. Next turn, I should say. Poke. Play my planes. And pass turn. We could pop the gates. Especially now that we got more life sources going on. Or more white sources. Pass. Oh, you got me. Can I pop you still? No, I can't. Still my turn. Pop. Wow, so much land! So let's get the Alliance out to maybe give them something else to maybe get rid of. At this point, I kind of want the Prismari out. And I'm just going to pass it right to them. We could activate the Alliance if we need to. Draw a card, discard a card. Yep, borrow time. You're going to go for the Honden again because you don't want me drawing more cards. That's fine. Hopefully we got past our land clumps. Celebrant. Sure. Response to that, I think I'm just gonna board wipe. Poke you in the face. More land. Lovely. Like I said, get past the mana clumps. Into the royal to protect our things. Maybe gets more cards off that one thing. Okay. Yeah. Did we want to just static discharge their face? They might have that fun angel that makes things bigger. No, that's okay. And if they don't do anything we care about, we can just scry instead. But I think we're just going to go for the borrow time. Yep. you get something back. You're gonna go for your core celebrant. You're gonna go for your angel. You're gonna go for the unicorn. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And we have to go a little higher than that. Another clear class. I mean, we can bring it back a couple of times, but that's 2 attackers. We're gonna tax your mana more. I want more cards. So I can do 2 damage to something. I don't need to do it to anything else. Into your life. Oh. There we go. See, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So here, if they're smart, they will exile the Acuity. Because we are going to Admonition? Draw more cards? Oh yeah, we can just bring the Acuity back to hand. Yeah. Sometimes I surprise myself for how well some of this stuff gets planned out. Anyway, let's go ahead and learn. This will give us a shuffle effect for the Witness. Now, if they want to bring back, if they want to play their, okay, yep. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Hello, unicorn. You still have a catch? Cool. I'll still poke you. Do I feather stack discharge? Or do I draw more cards? I can scry. Yeah, let's draw more cards. Poke. That's the shrine I'd rather have. It's optional. And they're done. See? Still 27 life. They could have reanimated 2 more things. They had Angel Vitality. You know, they had things to work with. They had 2 more cards in hand. There was still a game going on, but too much value for them. So that's game 1 of the recorded stuff. Alright, let's see what we got here. You know, in theory, I should just, you know, record it all at one big chunk, but I kind of want the practice in splicing the videos together, or at least that's what I tell myself. I don't know. Okay, so this is a really wonky hand. We have nothing that plays with Dovin's Acuity. Again, 17 instances in the deck. But we can clear up an early thing. We get a little bit of card draw. Guy says good game to begin with. And then hello. Yeah, we'll play it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The battle cry of the board. I don't know. No. If they don't have anything to play, they're probably playing life gain. Yep. Yep. Well, this is still a sorcery. They're probably going to play the Tresselar that lets them gain, you know, make it a 3/3 next turn. They have another means to give it life. It could be dangerous to let it be, but I think I'm going to just let it be. And get this Grappling Claw draw out of the way. Oh, you have to have a card to target. Never mind. It's a newer card in the deck. So, either way, I wouldn't be able to kill the Tresselar at instant speed. There is merit to killing the Innkeeper to prevent the life gain it's doing, but... Okay, lifelink. Yeah. Like I've said before, I don't care how much life you gain, you're probably going to scoop before It matters. Oh, you got me. I could burn the naturalist before they can abuse it. I like that plan, actually. Yeah. We're not getting huge value off Acuity yet. We don't need to pop the claw yet. Let's get out the tap land. Just invest in our mana base. Get the hassle some stuff out of the way. So this does mean if they play a life gain like Pump Dude, like the Celestial Unicorn, or yeah, well, you know the kind, the Pride Mate types. Okay, Story Seeker. Is this just life gain weenies? If so, then they're gonna be in for a bad time if I hit Flame Sweep. Ow. But saying they'll be in for a bad time and actually seeing them in a bad time are two different things. Let's make sure we got 2 blue for the Into the Royal if we need it. I could witness the future. It's a little early for that though, so let's just play the Acuity and get this show on the road. They're going to gain some life. That's fine. I am not going to pop my Scrabbling Claws on the Static Discharge. It is valuable to me. Unless I'm desperate. 21 life? I don't think I'm desperate. Sarah Angel. Nice. So is this just starter deck materials? Ow, ow. So do I want to bounce the Sarah Angel and potentially put them in a spot where they can't play it again? Or do I want to draw 2 cards a turn and hopefully find a better means to deal with my opponent? I think I like that better. So I'm just going to do that. And let them do their thing. 7 damage is a lot when we're not completely set up. But I do have the means to make their life hard. If I can draw it. Choose a... okay. Yep. I'm not quite sure 100% what they're doing yet. If they're doing anything, like, intentional. My turn. I'm drawing 2 cards. Rip apart, we have Blink of an Eyes. Okay. So, we have a lot coming at us in the future. We can blink their Angel, put them in the spot where they have to use all their mana to replay it. Rip apart, take 4 damage. But Acuity goes back to hand at some point during that. So, we play you. We have 6 mana, which means we can blink the Angel. Return that to hand. I could destroy that and hope they don't get to replay the Angel, but I mean, I can deal with the Angel again. And pass the turn. Yep. We're still taking 4 this turn, which is going to be painful. And they're going to be able to replay the Angel next turn anyway, but at least I've got it at bay temporarily. We could activate the Sanctum if we need to. And I really should just use the Claw. In response to their attack. Okay. Look at all this not untapped land. Makes it hard to go Acuity and gain. So if we're just going to only draw 1 card from casting it, we might as well... well, we want the life though. We want the life though. That's right, that's right. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do we witness instead and hope to draw a wipe for that stuff? Nah. Now let's play Acuity. See what we get. We can craft things around What we got after that? Flame Sweep. Okay. I like Flame Sweep. So I think just gain a life and pass it back to them. It's an instant speed, so I hope they tap out for something, like another Fairy Angel, so then I can sweep. I don't think I would want to root for 2 sweeps in a row. We're still not in the great place, but we've got them. Look at all this land. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay. Well, that is the thing that exists in this world. Okay. Well, let's draw some cards. Keep them at bay a little bit. Brittle Blast. I take those. It makes me feel bad for playing the untapped land this turn. Well, we can pop the Claw. Discarding Campus, actually. I don't think we'll be needing to activate its ability for a while. We can future before then. Keeper, yeah. You know, if this is a newer player deck, they are sequencing pretty well. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Make the Innkeeper disappear. It was a fun shenanigan while it lasted. I like admonitions. Oh, Static Discharge even better here. Okay, so we got a lot going on. I think I like blue-red. Because red's the least of ours. Kill that, and I'm probably going to start scooping soon. 31 on the deck still. We can go pay this bounce back to hand. Nah, I'd much rather just get the Witness going. Static Discharge, Brittle Blast, Static Discharge, and you know what? The Claw was annoying enough. I wouldn't mind getting that in rotation again. Grab a Discharge. Discard 2 cards. How about the Mending and the Windscard? How about Cove? Yeah. So what you got that's going to cost you 7 mana in hand? Oh, that's right, you have that perpetual thing going on. Ow. Okay. So let's go. Second Acuity. Alright, do I care enough about what's going on? I do. We will discharge your Celebrant. I could have Inspiration first, but that's okay. I'm just going to thin out our deck more. Pitch. Fire Prophecy. We should have pitched the Mending, because we can still get value off of it in the graveyard. But I'm playing sloppy now, because we've stabilized. Hello, Cleric class. See, here's where the graveyard shenanigans would be helpful. I don't think I mind. Grab you. We got a lot going on. We're just gonna carve up the perfect hand now, aren't we? Okay. See, this is mandatory. We can rip it apart if we want to. Well, I should have shuffled that back in, shouldn't I? Oh well. See, now I don't want to go with Dovin's as much, just because we're drawing a bunch of cards with the Honden. But that's okay. Certainland, Tranquil. I don't really want to have that many shrines going on, so we'll get Certainland for the moment. Okay, Dovin's Acuity. We're just carving up the perfect deck now. Or at least trying to. They're gonna bring something back and gain a bunch of life. We don't mind at all. So for the cliffs. Let's go through cards. Mountain. Admonition. And mending. I like my blinks. Pet card back in Dominaria. There we go. That'd be great for your ultimate. It's a shame it's not gonna last that long. Okay. I will play Honden. Let's go Flame Sweep to clear that off. Sure. Sure. If I was being more strategic, I would leave one out, probably, so I don't have to discard as much. But at this point, I'm in sloppy win modes. Get rid of you, get rid of you, submit 2. Down to 16 in the deck. We're drawing 3 a turn. 4 a turn. We could set up, well, that'd be perfect with the witnesses. Yep. Perfect for Brittle Blast. Brittle Blast. Eat the Fledgling. Draw 3 cards. Oh. Okay. Probable Alliance. Brittle Blast. Decline. Decline. We're... We're in... They say good game. Oh, they want to see me do it? Seven. Another Acuity. One, two, three. Let's get a discharge. Discharge for 9. And pass turn. I sure like the good game a lot. So there you have it. Static discharge for 11. That felt good. That was the first time I've actually had to bring somebody down to 0. In... oh gosh. 8, 9? Something like that. Some number of games. Alright. Alright. Game 3. Can we go 3-0? I mean, it's going to be a small sample size no matter what we do here. If I lose this one, I'll definitely play another game because I want to get that, or, you know, play until I get that next win. Opponent kept. We have all of our colors. We have some digging early game. Yeah, sure. I know Acuity is the heart of our deck. Oh, that doesn't bode well. If this is Rogues, I'm just going to scoop and go to the next game because I don't have patience for that deck. If this is Blue-Black Control, we might be in for something. turn. Naked Indulgence. Oh, is this Reanimator? Okay. Unearth. Interesting. They're playing counter spells. I'm gonna push the... especially with I got that going on. Do I keep the discharge? Yes. Do I want the other mending? That can go to the yard. Okay, so now we've got the ability... Now we can afford the Acuity getting countered. Did not get countered. Okay. Well. If we take 5 from him, he's going to exile. Regardless, we already gained enough that that's not going to matter as much. If we find the claws, we can start putting them in a more miserable time. Okay. That flame sweep could have been a little more helpful after all. But that's okay. I'm just going to play another... Well, I could just Brittle Blast now and put them in an awkward situation if they plan on sacking their dudes. I'd rather wait a turn and get the Acuity value. If they take advantage of that, well, oh well. Yeah, they could have the 4-mana sack a dude reanimation, Blood from Bones or something like that. Nope, just in burial rights. I will discard a card gladly. I have plenty. You're not going to like my next turn. This might be a scoop. Because we are just going to go Brittle Blast. Take action. Take action. That's why the Brittle Blast is in there. Oh my gosh. That was quick. I think we need to have another game. That was too quick. Yeah. Do they have any other targets in here? Yep, they got the Blood for Bones. Okay. Yeah, no, they just had... Oh, no, they had another Dusk Mangler. The game wasn't over. It just... They were just completely demoralized. Okay. Hey, we take it. Okay, so, I'm just back for a quick moment, to see. So this is... That's my... Is that my uncommon from the experience, or is that my uncommon from the win? Okay, it's not from the experience, so that's from the 5th win. See, that's why I normally only play to 4 wins, because, you know, after number 4, you stop getting 100 gold. And my time is, while valuable to me, even if objectively meh, if I have to be playing a deck I enjoy for me to be going beyond 4 wins, or I need to be completing a quest. I had a full dock yesterday when I started up this deck, and it just blew right through them. I had one game earlier when I had to play 40 lands. There's not 40 lands in the deck. I'm lying. I had 2 games. That one was done, which means I had between them 40 lands. It was a fun goal. Anyway, I'm enjoying the deck, so yeah, let's go for another. Now, as you've seen with the first 2 games, those were about 15 minutes long. Third game doesn't really count just because, you know, the whole silver bullet card shot the werewolf. We have a slow start here, but we're going first, and we have we'll be able to hopefully keep the aggro at bay. I mean, between these two, yeah. With water, we don't have white. That's an issue, but we have the admonition to help us get there. Oh, will this be the one where we get color screwed? Okay, so we're up against life gain. Well, worst case scenario, we can witness the future. But right now, We're just gonna draw more cards. We got card draw. Okay, this could be awkward. Now we have ways to just bounce her back to the deck, so even if she builds up... Ooh, this is really awkward, actually. Okay. I'll play the Sanctum, get that going. Worst case scenario, we can pitch a Witness the Future. Yeah. See, this would be a real good time to draw a Flame Sweep. Okay, less of a real good time to draw a Flame Sweep, but we need to draw a Burns. One on top, so it's probably a Life Gain spell or another Hallowed Priest. That's not so hot. We'll take this action. Brittle Blast, we take those. Let's discard the Mending. Yeah, because they're still playable later. Get rid of Trelasara, unless they have Tamiyo Safekeeping or some other means of protecting it. Okay, that's not enough. Oh, that is enough. Okay. Looks like we should have paid better attention to our hand. I don't think we're getting out of this one. And you know what? Every deck has their bad draws. So, I mean, just helps show you what we're up against here. This. Okay. So, I don't think there's anything that gets out of this. There's our white source. There's our white source. Sure. Take action. Pitch to Honden. And scoop it. It's just... That happens. That happens. I mean, that's on me. I should have considered the lack of white source before I hit keep. They were on the play, so they were definitely running out of the gates. They were definitely running out of the gates. Shows you the power of the deck that's easy to build, so, good enough. Alright, let's do some more. And looks like my beta fish is trying to start a fight with some shrimp. I don't have the camera hooked up for that, so sorry. You'll have to take my word on that one. Alright, so here we have our colors. Opponent's going first again, but we've got a whole bunch of interaction as compared to the last time. Yeah, we don't have any white right now, so we're going to start with the blue so we can turn these on if need be. I prefer to draw cards off them, but... instant or sorcery. So, did we want to... We could. We could try to lure out a spell, but it might be a pump spell that makes him bigger. I really don't want to deal with that yet, so we're just gonna pop it, put the Frostfire on the bottom. It's at slow land. Get another slow land, but at least it's one that gets us our colors. Watch them go like Goblin Gatherings or something just to punish me for that. No, it's fine. There's merit to holding up Brittle Blast, but generally speaking, they're probably just going to play one thing if it's this type of deck, and would rather bounce it. Okay. That was quick. They probably couldn't find another creature for their... I'm guessing they're playing a bunch of pump spells to make him bigger. That was quick. You know what? I'm gonna pause the recording. I'm keeping this all. So, you know, we got a tough break. They got a tough break. You know, it's... Variance is cyclical, if anything. So, anyway, I still want to get one more solid game in here, so I'll see if I can do that. Alright, here we go. Yeah. New Capenna, huh? Definitely has a dominance of avatars going for it. So what do we got here? Okay, so we don't have white again. We don't have blue. That makes it easy. So we have all our colors here. I think we can return one of those, so we'll keep. Not hit the mulligan. I've done that before. Into the world from the bottom. I like Blink more. Play tap land. Hopefully they won't tax us too much, push us too much here. As Generous Visitor comes out. They could be playing an equipment or a pump deck. Yeah, no, let's just keep them down. Especially if we're gonna take a turn off from interacting with them to play the Dodovin's Acuity. I would like to go Chelisara. Well, we don't have a means of killing it right now. We might in the future. Another Acuity. That's cute. Acuity. Anyway. Okay. Seeing the matches you haven't seen because they weren't recorded, I can do that all day with these guys. So they've got the one forest open. I think we've learned our lesson in that regard. I'm just going to play another Acuity. And we're just going to take some beats next turn. Hopefully we can draw some solutions. Honden is going to be too little for what we're going to be seeing here. Innkeeper. Okay. I mean, that's silly. Alright. Static Bolt's nice. I think I want to catch them off guard with the blink of an eye. As much as they need Static Bolt, they clearly have ways to pump right now. Yeah, so... Okay. I don't understand. But, you know what? That was a quick start. I mean, I'm going to toss this one just because it was kind of, this one was weak. Yeah, no, screw it. I'll keep it. We'll pad the length of the video. We're trying to get, I don't care how long the video is. We're just trying to find a game, man. Oh, I didn't know it was actually showing my overlay in here. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Free gold, I guess. Or it was an experience in that one. Or uncommon. I wasn't paying attention. Well, I guess if I cared enough, I could check the video, but... Meh? Okay. Going first, I don't have blue. Now I don't have white, but I can live without white longer, especially if I bottom that mending. Yeah. It's not going to be helpful early on. Get the Improbable Alliance going. Put a little bit of irrational pressure on the opponent, I guess. We're not creature-based, but we can be. Valkyrie. Turn it into a Valkadakari. It's a little early for Witness the Future, so we can put it on the bottom. That's more preferable if we're not going to get a land. I'd like to get our fourth land for Into the Royal. I also wouldn't mind them not playing anything, just so that way I can have a turn off for Honden. But they did have something off, so I'm just gonna, as much as I want to play Acuity, I'm gonna keep interacting with them. Then again, I can pump that at any time. Yeah, if I'm gonna bounce it, yeah. Do I want to Acuity or do I want to Rage? Rage isn't necessarily killing stuff right now, but it can be a target. Yeah, let's go for it. We can take some pain. I'm sure I'll regret that. I should have played Acuity, probably. make up for that mulligan. Eh. Hailstorm Valkyrie. I'm not impressed by the Valkyrie, but okay. Well, poke in the face. I mean, it can get pumped. If you want to spend your whole turn doing that. Yeah, you know what? I'm not impressed yet, so I'm just gonna not attack. And if my opponent wants to spend resources, if I double block one of these two, I'm okay with that. If nothing happens right now and they just swing at me, I'm more than okay seeing if they were, you know, playing into their removal spell with these guys. Because Cleric is the one that definitely scares me more. Shapeshifter is a Cleric. Or it's an Angel. Okay. So now we're not wanting to block the Clerical Life Bond, but we can double block that one. And they don't have a 1-mana trick. Good to know. We're still dealing 1 damage with that, so we can do it to them. And here's where we can just draw a card. The Pretender would trigger the Cleric, so let's just send the Cleric back to hand. That'll be useful next turn. I want lands. Doesn't matter what color they are. When it comes to just getting them out, because the more we can Acuity, the better off we are. So in theory, next turn we can go Acuity plus Fire Prophecy, which will be useful. No blocks. You got me, opponent. So 1 damage to them. So let's go Acuity. Let's go Prophecy, burn one of the Clerics up. I know we like lands, but we also need to find solutions. No attacks. Keep the Bloodline Pretender from swinging at us at least. We could chump the Cleric if we really wanted to. Honestly, we can. We don't care about a life total as much. And we're very likely to trigger the Alliance again next turn to keep the Pretender down. Angel spells cost 2 less. Okay. Valkyrie. Okay, so now the Pretender's stronger and can attack. I think I will block the Clerical Life Bond. We can deal 1 damage to something still. Just in case we draw a 3 spell. We have chosen poorly. Land. I think we royal the Cleric anyway, and then hopefully, yeah. And then we can prep for a better Flame Sweep next turn. Or have ourselves a double Flame Sweep turn. Each other player sacrifices a creature. Oh no, whatever will I do when I wipe your board next turn? Poke you in the face. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Unfortunate. I would have loved to have drawn cards with this. Oh no, my creatures! See, this is why I like playing a creatureless deck. I don't care if I have to sacrifice creatures. Opponent's still going strong, I'll give him that. Brittle Blast is nice. So we'll go Acuity. Gets us through land to play Witness this turn. Let's go Brittle Blast on the Cleric. Get it out of the way. Let's play some filler on our deck. Get back to Brittle Blast. Get back to Royals just to show we're extra annoying. I don't think we want the sweep. And, why yes, I'll take a second Mending. 2 Mendings plus Admonition next turn. I'm okay with that. Another Rampage of the Valkyries. Okay. Yeah, no blacks. You got me. 1 damage. Okay, Discharge would have been good in that, but we're gonna bounce something anyway, so let's not accidentally play Discharge. Didn't count, because it's not dying. Now Angel of Vitality's in a rough place if it wants to attack. You can get all the life you want. Show me your combat trick. Oh no, I don't even sacrifice a creature. I mean, if you're gonna activate your Great Hall, you kind of blew that chance. Alright. You can't... Is that a... No, no, it's not. Auto Tapper might have bit you on that one, opponent. More blue. Just try to keep an even balance of everything. Though if we have to prioritize, black and white is more important just because we're playing a lot of... Sorry, black and blue. White and blue, there we go. Just because we're playing a lot of Dovin's Acuities. Yeah, you got it. The card I got from playing the Acuity ahead of time was more important than that. And now we're in a good place for... Opponent's done with this game. That's fair. Okay. I think that's the game we were looking for. They were ahead a little bit, we caught up, then we surpassed. It's good. I've got about